In Ephesians 3, Paul prays that we would know how wide and long and deep and high is the love of Christ. Now behind me there is a large body of water, and it's called the Carr Inlet. You may have never heard of this body of water, but it's one small fraction of a much bigger body of water known as the Puget Sound. And the Puget Sound is part of a bigger body of water known as the Salish Ocean. And the Salish Ocean is one minuscule part of a much bigger body of water that you probably know as the Pacific Ocean. So what we're looking at behind me, the Carr Inlet, is just one fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the Pacific Ocean. So today, as we look at this hymn, we're going to be looking at a hymn that is inspired by the ocean. In fact, or it's inspired by the love of Christ, but what it chooses to do is compare Christ's love to the ocean. And this hymn is a hymn called "Oh, the Deep, Deep Love of Jesus." So this was written by a guy named Samuel Trevor Francis. And Samuel Trevor Francis, he was an English guy. He lived during the 19th century, and he was basically a merchant in the London area. But when he was growing up, he lived in a coastal village on the coast of England. So I like to think that this is a person that saw the ocean quite a bit, was familiar with the ocean, and just was the ocean was a part of this person's life. Now, the story behind how this hymn was written can't really be verified, but the story goes that Samuel Trevor Francis was studying in London, and he was walking across a bridge over the River Thames, and he was kind of down, he was kind of depressed. And as he was walking across this bridge, suddenly he heard this voice, and this voice kind of said to him, "Hey, put an end to all your misery and kill yourself. Just jump off this bridge." So he was really taken aback by this, and he didn't really know how to respond, and he was startled, and he started thinking about the love of Jesus, and that really was the springboard for this hymn that he wrote. This hymn was his reaction to that moment, or so the story goes. So when we're singing this song together, I like just to think about just how vast the ocean is. The ocean is huge. The Pacific Ocean is enormous. I look out at the Carr Inlet and think that's enormous. So when we're singing this, I like to kind of step into the mind of this 19th century guy. And in this 19th century mind, he is thinking, what is the biggest, grandest thing that I can compare Christ's love to? And then it just seems so simple to him. The ocean. So the ocean is so deep that the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest, if you were to take that and put that entire mountain underwater, the ocean would still be over the top of it. It is deeper than the Earth's crust is tall. The ocean is huge. One thing that I love about the ocean is that you can never see all of it at one time. You can never see something about, there it is, there's the entire ocean. You can only see one part. Right now, we're looking at a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what the ocean is. So I even like to think about, would this guy, Samuel Trevor Francis, if he lived nowadays, would he look to something even bigger and more vast than the ocean? If he was going to write this hymn right now, would he write about space? Would this be like the first of like the space hymnal? I don't know. That's just kind of the way my mind works at times. But as we're singing this together, think about how big and vast the ocean still is to this day, how unexplored and mysterious, and how it captivates our imaginations now, just as it did for Samuel Trevor Francis back then. One small note too, the tune that this song is sung by, it kind of goes by this nickname of the tune in a bottle, because the legend, and it is only a legend, is that the music for this was found crammed inside a bottle that washed up on the Welsh shore. Now that is totally false. The reality is this was written by a guy named Thomas Williams. So, but it's kind of fun to think about the message in a bottle, and hey, how would the police write the hymnal nowadays? And anyway, let's sing this song together. You'll find the lyrics in the description below. So next time you're singing this song, think about these words: the currents of his love, his praise from shore to shore. Think about the melody itself that rolls along like the ocean. And then think about the ocean. Next time you see it, the vastness of it, how you cannot see it all at once. Think about Christ's love. Christ's love that's a mystery how much he loves us. Christ's love that has never been fully explored, never fully understood, that's so big we can't possibly comprehend it. And think about how that love is a love for you.